What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna start working on the leaf springs, start removing that bushing, especially that metal sleeve inside of it. That's gonna be a little tough one, but for that I'm gonna use a air hammer. That'll probably work a lot easier. And then after I get done with that, I'm gonna grind down the leaf spring, get it painted, and then the rear axle, start doing the same thing, grind off everything I can, and then get that painted. And then I should be able to start working on the frame. I ended up cutting off the mount, or the bolt that holds the rear shocks. I cut those off and I ordered new ones, so that will be linked in the description. And I also ordered energy suspension bushings for the leaf springs. That will also be in the link in the description. So most of my videos probably going to be on time lapse, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. But if you guys enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. But that being said, let's get it. Hope you guys like the little time lapse, me removing that seize bolt that was in here. As you can see, I added more shims. The more shims I added, the more it was helping it come out. As you're tying up this bolt, it's pushing it back out this way. Came out real easy. Now the next thing to do is remove these bushings on both leaf springs, and for that I'm gonna use a little bit of heat. Got that heat up, and then see if I can get this out easy. And then you still got a metal sleeve in there that I have to take out too, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll put that on time lapse because I'm pretty sure it's gonna take me a minute. Alright guys, so I took this sleeve that goes in here that is part of the bushing. I recorded it off camera, but I'm gonna put it on time lapse here in a minute. But if you have a sawzall, you can cut through here and cut the metal sleeve and split it in half, and then you can work yourself hitting it in and then start pushing it down with a hammer or whatever you have, and the sleeve should come out. Since I don't have a sawzall, I'm using this air hammer. So what I did, I ran the air hammer through the back because it fits pretty good, and it was just pushing it out. Once I did that, I came through the top right here through the gap and started cutting down, and then I flipped the lift spring the other way and I did the same thing, split it in half till I cut it in half, and I started working myself around, and then I finally started hitting it down and the sleeve started coming out. But it's takes a while to get that done, but I'm gonna put that in time lapse. Alright guys, so I'm going to start with the rear axle. I'm going to start cleaning it out, spray some degreaser on it. I'm using that to get all the grease, grime, get some of this rust right here that's flaking off, get all that out, and then I start painting it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the leaf springs and start doing it to the frame too. So yeah, let me get started. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the frame alone for today. I'm gonna finish the rear axle and the leaf springs. I already cleaned it out, degreased it. I'm gonna wipe it down with some reducer here because that's all I have. That'll work though. Wipe it all down and start painting that and the leaf springs. Alright guys, so I'm gonna get started on this frame. I'm gonna use my air hammer, start knocking all this rust off, all this flaky stuff right here. See all that? Knock all that off and start cleaning the frame, and hopefully get it painted today. There you go guys, I got all the rust, all the flaky rust out of there. You can see all over the place. I cut the exhaust off to get it out the way. I won't need that anyways. And all I gotta do is spray some degreaser, get all the grease, grime, whatever's on the frame, and get it ready for paint. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start washing up this frame. Throw some degreaser on it, make sure I get all the grease and grime, and then after that let it dry, and then I start painting. But this area right here I'm not gonna paint until I get my bushings and bolts, so I can put everything back together, make sure and have my axle here, so that way I know for sure it's centered. So I'm gonna leave this bare metal like that, and of course after I see that it's lined up, I'm gonna start cutting and then painting, and then start putting everything back together. But first I'm gonna get my leaf blower and get all that, blow all that rust out of the way, and then I can start cleaning up this frame. All right, let me get started. have it, guys. Frame nice and clean, got degreased, and then I used Dawn dish soap to make sure I got all the grease off. And now I gotta let it dry, and after it's dried I gotta use that reducer liquid thing I have and wipe it down, and then I can start painting. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you the parts I got to get this job done. These are the bolts for the leaf springs. These are 9/16. If you can see, this one right here is a little shorter, this one's a little longer. According to what I've seen online, you can use 4.5, which is I think is the original one, or a 5-inch long one. I went with the 5 because that's all Lowe's had, and I needed them now, so I grabbed 6 of these with the washers and the nuts. All that was separate. So this one's a 9/16 by 5, and the original one, as you can tell, is a 9/16 by 4.5. It's a little shorter, but this should work. And I end up getting the energy suspension urethane bushings. Right there, there's the number. I will be linking this in the description, all the parts that I use. And then this right here is for my rear shocks, the ones that holds the shocks. It goes right here. I cut that off because I wanted to finish painting my whole frame, and I don't want this in the way, and the bolt was so rusted in there I couldn't take it out. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut it off. So I did that to both sides. And if you want to spend the money to buy new ones, I believe I paid like $43 for the top bolt, and for the bottom one, the one that goes on the axle, you know, that puts the whole rear shock together. So if you don't want to spend that money, don't cut them off. I just wanted to cut them off because I wanted my whole frame to be painted. I didn't want nothing in the way. So yeah, that's what I ended up paying. But I will show you here in a minute what's in the box. Gave me some nice stickers. Alright, so this is the one I'm talking about. It goes right here, just like that. That's where your shock goes down. Put your washer in the back. Yeah, put your nut on. There you have it, brand new. And then this one, this is going to go down on your rear axle where the other part of the shock connects. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully on the next video I can start installing and cutting the C-notch, but you guys stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the next one.